Hey, and it's October 15th, which means it's the 15th journal entry on my disorder recovery digital journal. And I am just barely getting to it. Today has been so crazy. Yeah, I've gone through this experience before with Carter and Ryan with the pie business, of catching a social media high as far as like having a post get really popular and having it spread and just really getting into it. And last night I posted something about faith and politics that I was working on with my sister and my dad, and a popular author in the Christian evangelical world, who I'm friends with, picked it up, and then it just like kind of blew up. Not a ton, but enough that to like talk to some journalists and hopefully like make a difference in the election, or at least like start a conversation. So it was super exciting. It's really cool that that happened. It is such a crazy high. It feels like running forever and ever, never getting tired. It feels like not needing to eat at all. It feels like the craziness of being in a binge cycle. It was totally overwhelming and exhausting and captivating, and I felt like I was on crack. I just had a ton of adrenaline, and I kept posting, kept checking, and I had always had something to do, and it was just this like crazy addictive high that usually I've only experienced in my eating disorder. I kept on trying to stop myself to eat, like to stop and eat, because I wasn't eating. I ate some oatmeal in the morning, and that was good, but I had to force myself and sit down and eat, because I was just busy doing other things I didn't want to, but like I also wanted to exercise because I felt like I had all this adrenaline and all this energy, and so I did that. I barely got to lunch, and I ate some slices with cheese, and I was like kept on trying to force myself to eat, and I knew it, and I was like, I'm doing this thing, but I can't do these things if I can't protect my recovery at the same time. Like, I know what I'm doing, and I can't just pretend that I don't have an eating disorder today. Like, this is still my recovery process, and I still have to fight for food. I have to fight for my recovery and fight to feed myself, which is just crazy, because in the past it just feels like such a victory to be this superhuman version of yourself, which I just was thinking about, where like I can go and go and go and I don't need food, and I'm like just like going like I'm on Adderall. A lot of drug references tonight. But I felt really out of body, and like I was on a substance, or in this like really addictive high thing, which isn't bad. But still, like, I barely got to dinner, and I had to tell a friend, like, I gotta eat, I gotta sit down, and I gotta eat. And still, I'm sure I didn't eat enough, and I tried to have a snack or a treat afterwards, and still, it's like I just knew what I was doing. So today, getting caught up in all of this social media stuff, it was just so hard to eat. And that means like tomorrow I'll be hungry, more hungry probably than usual. And also, like, it sucks because every high comes a low, and when there's a low, it's like you can't stop eating. You can't stop feeding yourself, and you don't want to work out, and you don't want to do the good things. So it's so scary with an addictive personality or with this type of mental illness, because you're not a fool to the high and the low and what comes after. This may feel good now, but if you can't, again, have that balanced lifestyle, if you can't really think about how you're caring for yourself, if you just toss that out the window because you're having this super stellar high energy day, it's gonna hit. So tomorrow I hope that I packed my lunch and my breakfast tonight, because I have shift in the morning. I'll be behind the bar at the coffee shop, and I'm gonna try to set myself up for success and eat a croissant if I'm craving it, if I want it, and have dinner plans with friends, and not try to get too caught up in whatever happens next with this thing. And I know it's just like, even with the social media stuff hitting and finding a lot of value and sharing my voice about my faith background and politics and the election, felt really affirming of that I have accomplished something, and that's something that's been struggling with the last week or so, just feeling like what even is my life, and will I ever find a career that is meaningful to me? And I know that I will, but it's definitely touched on an insecurity. It made me feel important and inflated my sense of accomplishment, which I know I have, but I don't need a whole bunch of likes on Instagram, and I don't need this campaign to prove that. I still am enough in and of itself, and if tomorrow doesn't mean anything, it's okay too, and I'll still be a wonderful person in recovery 13 years later.